Hello, my fellow fasting foodie friend. It's Jackie, and I'm going to answer a question I've gotten many times in the last 5 months. Did I keep my keto weight off? Bottom line, I'm going to shoot it to you straight. No, I didn't. However, it's not as disappointing of an answer as you might think it is, so stay tuned to find out why. As you know, I came to intermittent fasting to lose weight, but I have stayed because it has provided me so much more than just weight loss. Yes, I lost weight and I've been able to maintain it, and I'm super grateful for that. However, it has kind of propelled me on a feel better, enjoy Jackie journey much more than anything else in my life ever has. And I kind of described it when I was on Jen Stevens' podcast, Intermittent Fasting Stories. I told her it felt kind of like a wellness snowball, or just constantly making changes and trying different things. And that's what my keto journey was. I'd like to thank Let's Get Checked for sponsoring today's video. I've read many comments over the past couple years of sharing my intermittent fasting journey about keto, about eating more protein, about maybe this was affecting me or I needed to start taking supplements. And I try to listen because I'm on a journey just like you. I don't have all the answers, and I'm not sharing intermittent fasting because it's something that I have studied medically and I have all the answers for you. I'm sharing it because it's changed my life. And part of that is it has encouraged me to improve other areas beyond just losing the weight. So when people kept suggesting to me to try keto, I thought, what the heck? It'll give me video ideas and I'll get to see if it really does make a difference. And in my 4-week trial, I did lose 10 pounds. I broke a plateau that I had been at for about a year. And honestly, I learned a lot. So I got down to somewhere in the 141s, I think 141.8. And the first month, I did keep it off. A month later, I was at 141.6, so almost exactly the same, actually a little less. In that time frame, I did have surgery. I'm going to link the entire keto playlist at the end if you are new and you haven't seen any of it. But I got down into the low 140s. I'm 5'10". That was a very slim and trim weight for me. I did feel really good on keto, and it was a fun experiment to do. However, I did end up gaining weight back, and I'll get to where I am currently weighing, and I'll tell you why I'm not disappointed that I have more weight back. But before I get to that, I want to tell you about another test that I did. It's actually quite timely because someone recently commented this. They mentioned how my hair maybe made them think that I had a thyroid issue. As I lost weight, I have experienced my hair thinning, and it is really hard for me to grow it out, but I've always had a hard time growing my hair out. If you look at any past pictures of me since about 21, probably even earlier, I have never had long hair. Once my hair grows out, it's really thin, but I thought, you know what? I had an opportunity to work with a company, Let's Get Checked. They're a company that offers a lot of different testing, and when I had an opportunity to test my thyroid, I definitely was interested because even though it's not something that was ever super concerning, with my hair thinning, I wanted to make sure that it wasn't a thyroid issue, and that's just part of my overall wellness journey. I am constantly looking into different things. How can I feel better? How can I look better? And how can I have more confidence? How can I ensure that my health is doing well? And fasting is just a part of that. So I took this thyroid test. The testing was pretty simple. They send you a complete kit. I did have to use a lancet and get quite a bit of blood. It was not hard to do. It just took 2 pokes, one on each of my ring fingers. The instructions were really simple, and I was able to do it by myself, no problem. They give you great tools and really thorough instructions. So I filled up the vial of blood, I followed the instructions to a T, and I mailed it back. Your blood results are sent right back to their lab really quickly. They text you to let you know that they received your sample. They send you an email when your test is done. And I got my results, and very normal thyroid levels. I was really pleased to see that. So that just gives me peace of mind that my thin hair, which I've had for a long time, is not part of an underlying thyroid issue, and I was just happy to know that. If your test results require further action, they have a clinical team that will work to get you what you need in your next steps. One of the things that gets me to really stick with intermittent fasting is keeping diseases away. I've read a lot about that in the different books that I read about fasting, and knowing that I don't have thyroid issues, among other things, really helps me to maintain intermittent fasting because I think it's going to help keep diseases and other health issues away. So I was happy to get that checked off that I have a normal thyroid, and I want to thank Let's Get Checked for sending me the test and working with me. If you are interested in taking a thyroid test of your own, check in the description below. You can use my link and get a discount, and let them know that Jackie sent you. So getting back to my keto test, I did keto for 1 month. I lost 10 pounds. After a month of being off keto, I hadn't gained any weight back. So here I am 6 months later, and I constantly get asked, did you gain the weight back? Yesterday, I weighed in the 148, so about 5 pounds higher than when I stopped keto. I have gained weight back. And the cool thing is, intermittent fasting has given me the power to not care. I don't weigh myself regularly. The only reason I know that I've gained weight back is I took my weight to see what it was at the end of 75 hard and to make this video. So even though I am sitting here 6 months later weighing more than I did when I ended keto, I'm not disappointed. And the reason for that is intermittent fasting has given me confidence. I feel good in my skin. I feel good in the clothes that I wear. And I really honestly have reached a point, I don't care what I weigh. I just want to feel good. And I have met that objective. My weight fluctuates on a daily basis, I'm sure, which is one of the reasons that I don't weigh myself. And a lot of things could have affected my weight. I have weighed into the 150s since doing keto. But my weight fluctuates based on the meals I ate the night before. My weight has fluctuated after doing a 72-hour fast in the last 6 months. My weight has been altered, I'm sure, by doing 75 hard for the last 75 days. There are a lot of contributing factors to my weight, so I'm sure that getting off of keto is part of it. I don't know exactly what, but adding carbs back into my life, I definitely did gain some of the weight back. I feel good in my skin, I feel confident, and I don't feel obsessed about food and what I did eat or I didn't eat. And that freedom and the confidence I have in my own skin is all that I'm after. I feel like I'm doing well by my body, and that's enough. And I definitely don't feel like keto journey was a waste. Even if I gained all of the 10 pounds back, I still learned there are a lot of low carb meals that I really like. I learned that I feel good on low carb. I learned that I also like having carbs in my diet on a regular basis. So there are going to be times where maybe I eat a low carb meal here or there as part of a weight maintenance plan, but I know exactly how I can build it. I learned kind of tools of building a wholesome, low carb, but delicious meal. You might remember that when I started the low carb journey, I checked out Simply Keto from the library, and I thought it was a really great resource. I ended up asking for that book for Christmas as a gift because I thought it was amazing. So I received Simply Keto as a book for my own personal library when I was done with keto. There was a lot of great information in there about ketosis, and ketosis is something you want to achieve as an intermittent faster, even if you're not on a keto diet. So there's good information there. There's great recipes in there that even if you don't follow to a T, give you some low carb options if you have maybe down days where you want to eat low carb and low calorie. That's going to help you accelerate your weight loss. Even if you're not a keto person, you can have keto days. And I have learned that there are options and ways for me to eat even if it's not a complete lifestyle. It also reinforced that I really like to implement my intermittent fasting lifestyle as a lifestyle and not a diet. I want to have an eating window and focus on that. I don't want to every day track my macros, my protein, my net carbs, and try to balance them. It's just not sustainable for me as a person. And the only way that I reinforced that was by doing keto or having a particular diet within my eating window. I have become really, really good at fasting and having my eating window, but I just like having freedom of choice within that eating window. There are going to be days that are low carb because that's what I choose. But at that point, it's a choice. It's not, I have to live by 20 net carbs. It's not me feeling stuck with something. And going through the trial process, even though I've experienced the weight loss, I can now see that I'm not willing to live a low carb lifestyle just to weigh, at this point, 7 pounds less. I've done the trial, I've put in the work, I've seen the results, and I've also seen the consequences of going off of it. And I am fully equipped to say I'd rather be at this weight with freedom of choice than to be slightly lower and limit my carb intake. The other really interesting thing is, even though my weight is up, if you guys remember back to my keto results 1 month later, how the jeans still fit me really well in the waist and I was able to pull the waistband, These are a size 4 jean from Target and I think Universal Thread brand. I can't wear size 4 in a lot of brands, but I can at Target. Anyways, the size 4, I had a lot of give in the jeans and I tried them on this morning and I still have the same amount of give within my waist. I can't wear the jeans anymore because the butt ripped at the pocket. That happens to me in a lot of jeans. When I wear them a lot, eventually at the seam of the pocket and the butt, it rips because jeans are hard for me to fit. I have a smaller waist than I do butt and thighs and they always give out there. Joyful. Even though I weigh 7 pounds more than I did when I stopped keto, the jeans still fit me the same. And that's kind of remarkable. And that's where I don't get so much into the weight. You know, I'm probably retaining more water eating carbs. I probably am a little more bloated when I have carbs. I still feel really good. And yes, I probably did gain some weight. And I also probably gained muscle doing the 75 hard. So I'm not super obsessed about the number. Actually, I'm not obsessed at all. It doesn't matter to me. And the other thing is, I will continue to do trials. I have done keto for a month. I just finished 75 hard and I'll share those results with you guys. I'm trying to eat more protein to open my window. And I did the thyroid test. All of these things are just cumulative efforts of me building my wellness. It's easy for me to try keto for a month, take the good parts that I learned about it. For instance, I really found a lot of satisfaction in having pistachios in my eating window when I was doing low carb. I found that they were very satisfying, that they added protein when I was trying to fill my wheel of macronutrients, and that it was a good part of my overall one meal a day on keto. Even though I'm not doing keto, I have started to try to eat pistachios as part of my protein intake. So I'm learning bits that I can take along with me, even if I'm not continuing the lifestyle. So in my mind, these trials, these tests, the continued pursuit of health are all worth the effort that I put in. Even if I'm not doing keto, even if the weight gained back, it was worth the effort and the trial that I put in. I also took pictures of myself in the same bathing suit that I did at the end of keto. I'm going to share with you a side-by-side comparison. I am not as pale because it is June and the last ones were taken in November. You can see I've been outside a lot more, but you can see a side-by-side comparison to just see any difference. I know it makes a difference to people that are considering trying keto for a while. I definitely think that I have retained some of the body recomposition, even if my weight gain is back. That is exhibited by looking at the pictures and by seeing that my jeans still fit really well. So bottom line, I no longer care about my exact weight. I feel good. I feel confident. I feel like I'm doing good for myself, and that is the only measure of success that I need. If you were not my fasting foodie friend back in November when I did this keto trial, I'm going to share with you a playlist right here where you can see everything, starting with my keto grocery shopping all the way through the results and 1 month later. Check it out right here and you can see exactly what this keto test was. Thank you so much for watching. Ciao, Donna, ciao.